What is good, guys? It's Rey-Jay back with another video. And in this one, I want to break down what's happening with Tesla, SPY, and a couple of other tickers. I'm also going to break down what's happening with the economic calendar moving forward and some very important factors involved with the markets. Let me first mention that I am not a financial planner. Make sure you take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please smash the like button if you want to see more videos like this. It not only benefits me, it benefits the entire community as a whole. Anyways, Tesla's up 8.5% for the day. Once again, testing resistance at 228 and also 230. And we're holding up very, very well so far. Tesla's an absolute monster. The reason it ran is because of the fact that they delivered 443,956 vehicles in Q2, beating Wall Street's expectations of about 440,000 to about 438,000. And Q2 production was at about 410,000. That's also showing signs of high demand. So I find it very, very interesting how so many people said that Tesla was going to flop, Tesla was going to fall on its face and absolutely fail. Tesla's going to, have very, very lackluster deliveries, right? This was very, very common all over the media, all over the news. And what happened was the exact opposites. Tesla ended up absolutely crushing their deliveries reports, and the share price is on fire, and there is so much more upside potential coming up. So it's holding up very well. The whole market's actually still holding up decently, at least for the most part, even after Jerome Powell's speech. So Powell just finished his speech. We also had the jobs numbers that came out. Job openings were above expectations, and then job quits were below expectations, showing a little bit of strength in the labor markets. It wasn't really by some large margin, though. It was still kind of close. It doesn't matter as much. Jerome Powell was also saying that the Fed has made quite a bit of progress on inflation, so this was more positive for the markets. He was being a little bit more on the dovish side, but I want to say that a lot of what he said was very, very uncertain. He's very uncertain about what's going to happen, at least moving forward. And he kept on saying the same thing. The Fed has to wait on the data. They have to give it some time. They can't make any promises yet. And the same old things he typically says. We have to be very, very patient. The Fed can't make promises on when they're going to cut or anything like that. He's also mentioning that the Fed needs more data to be confident enough to cut rates. So we're not quite there yet. So we'll just have to wait and see how things go. But as of right now, Powell did say some very important things, and the market's holding up very well amidst that. So looking at Tesla, we're going to start off with this. Don't forget, we have 228 as resistance, not to mention 230. Tesla's doing a great job at holding up, in my personal opinion. And then for our supports, we also have basically 225. That's going to be our main support. If we lose that, we have 222.5 coming. Overall, those are going to be some very important levels to watch for. The main support, though, is going to be right about where we are. And also 225. I think that's a very, very important support. But honestly, it doesn't matter. Let's just say Tesla does dip down to like 225. It's going to be completely fine, guys. It's going to balance and just continue to hold up. Tesla's also on fire. It's doing a great job at holding up, and there is so much more upside potential. I'm not really too worried about even just today. I know we're holding up well, and we have so much more upside potential. But when you zoom out of Tesla like this, I'm going to show you this real quick. We're still looking very bullish. We look really bullish. Just give me a second to zoom out. Tesla looks insanely bullish on the 4-hour time frame. When we zoom out all the way, you guys can see how this chart's looking. Nice inverse head and shoulders breakout, and this could continue to go all the way up to the 260s over the next couple of weeks. That's how bullish Tesla is. It has so much more upside potential. Now, excuse me. How about for SPY? How is SPY looking in my personal opinion? The answer is SPY is looking more bullish, and the reason for that is because firstly, the 4 hours kind of turning on the PPO, and then we're also holding up our key supports, especially at 542. SPY held this support and actually started to rebound. We have a very bullish looking bar right here. So if we're kind of testing 545.8. If we break that, we're going up to 547. And if that breaks, we're going all the way up towards 550. If we reject here, we'll be looking at basically 544 as one of our supports. And then we also have 542.5 around the 542 area. We have to lose that to turn bearish. As of right now, we have a very bullish looking green bar. We're seeing buyers stepping in, and this favors trying to continue to push. And I have a feeling that it also depends on the data coming out tomorrow. We do have some important, I think, services numbers for the ISM. Let me just double check this. We actually have more important data coming out. But as long as the data is decent, SPY has potential to pump a lot more, especially going into tomorrow. So it's still looking more bullish, at least technically speaking. Now for Nvda, we're on a bit of a downtrend right now. We're forming like a flag. If we break past 127, we could turn back to bullish and start pushing higher. Otherwise, we're just kind of in this range, so we have to give it some time. For Bitcoin, we're looking like we may dip a little bit lower. We could actually retest 61,800 and try to balance, but overall, we're looking bullish. If we do hit this, we could try to rebound, start pushing for 64,000. We're still on a bit of an uptrend here, but it is looking like it might dip a little bit into like the 61,700 area before you try to bounce. So we'll see how it reacts there. I'll look for a little bit of a dip on Bitcoin. We'll see if we get a bounce or not. The QQQ is looking more bullish as well, trying to push here. We actually have a very, very nice looking cup and handle like structure. So it's actually looking more bullish to me. If we can hold above 484, this thing could start to rally towards all-time highs. It has potential. It's looking more bullish on the 4 hour. If we were to dip back down to 482, I'll be looking at 480, then eventually a potential rejection to 478. But overall, guys, it's still looking more bullish. I actually still favor the upside, and that's looking a lot more probable, at least in my personal opinion. So with that being said, I think that with the bulls basically still in control, and the fact that we're actually seeing some more upside potential, this could have a big effect on like other smaller caps as well. And we're starting to see the indices doing a great job at continuing to pump. With buyers stepping in, I also want to mention that for Apple's also approaching the 220 area, which is what we kind of anticipated. So look at 220 as our next resistance. If we break through this, we'll just continue to pump. I'll be looking at 222.5 and then 225. We're looking bullish on Apple, so we'll see if we break resistance. I was incorrect about Supermicro. I'm willing to admit that. I was thinking that if we lost 800, we'd be looking at 780, but instead we dipped towards 800 only to bounce back up after bullish news. And also thanks to Powell, we can't always predict what's going to happen when Jerome Powell speaks. So instead, this actually got a nice pump. Also thanks to bullish news. So we're testing the 840 area. If we break this, I think we could be going up to about 860. So Supermicro is trying to bounce, so it's looking like it's gaining momentum. I guess I was also thinking about other factors, but I'm not too worried about technicals, at least solely for that. Technicals did show me it could have dipped a bit, but instead of dipping, we had Jerome Powell pumping the markets, and that ended up kind of interfering. So once again, technicals they're oftentimes give us good ideas of what the market will do. They're not always 100% correct because there could be external factors. Always remember that. Rivian is also approaching that 15 resistance, looking pretty good. The Russell 2000 dipped all the way down towards our target of 200. We did call a little dip coming before it tried to rebound. It's still looking kind of lackluster. I want to see it try to get back above 202. If it does do this, so it could try to pump. So far, it's like looking kind of decent. Coinbase has supported 229. If we lose that, we're going down to 226. Then we have a gap to fill all the way down towards 222. I'll be looking at those levels. We'll see if we get a big bounce or not. That is looking very, very interesting. We're just kind of shuffling on coins. So watch and see if we end up rejecting or if we get a bounce. For Amazon, we'll look at 198. If we break this, 200 is coming. If we reject, we're going down to 194. So watch for that. For Meta is also on a bit of a downtrend here, looking at resistance at 504 and then 507, and we have support at 500. So I'm seeing some signs that this may chop around for some time, so we'll have to see how things go. Microsoft is trying to push for 458. If that breaks, we're going up to 460, looking more bullish. And then Google's trying to hold up and try to push for 186. I mentioned to everyone if we hold 184, 186 is likely coming. If GameStop loses 23, it turns bearish. We have to try to hold 23. That's where our 200 EMA is. And if we do so, we're going to be looking for a push for 24 plus. AMC as well, if we break 5.25, we're going to turn bullish, so we'll be watching that. Anyways, that's it for the video. SPY is still trying to break out. Tesla's holding up very well. It's kind of shuffling between 228 and 230. But we're seeing a big squeeze on Tesla that is developing. Tesla has so much more upside potential for the medium term, especially as we approach the robotaxi event. I just wanted to call that out. This is a very, very nice play, but this shouldn't be a surprise to you guys because I've been calling out Tesla for weeks that this thing is going to run. It's going to run. I've been saying that for a while, and it's finally coming. Like we said before, it's no surprise. SPY is pushing up, holding up very nicely. Let's see if we can try to crack 546 and then make our way up to 547. We're looking pretty good on SPY, building momentum. There is more upside potential. Anyways, I want to thank you all so much for listening. Please have a great day, guys. I really appreciate you guys. The market's holding up even through Jerome Powell, and we'll see how things go. But just know today is going to be the last full day of trading, at least until Friday. Oh, so what I mean by that is tomorrow is Wednesday. The market's going to close early. For Thursday, the stock market's going to be closed for the 4th of July. And then we go back to normal trading on Friday. So today is the last full day until Friday. So I just want to give you guys one more heads up about that. I'll be back in a few hours to give you guys another update. Until then, thank you for listening. Have a great day and peace out.